Welcome back to Network Africa. About 2,500 police officers are being deployed to the western Kenyan region of Kerio Valley to hunt down those responsible for the deaths of 10 people, including 2 politicians, amid castle-rustling violence. Some 4,000 people have also been displaced in a region the authorities have declared to be dangerous and disturbed. The region has always experienced low-level violence between the Pokot and Tugen ethnic groups over grazing for their cattle, and the latest clashes come amid a severe drought. Analysts say elections due in August are also adding to the tension. Deputy President William Ruto, who visited Kerio Valley yesterday, says $970,000 will be set aside to compensate those who had lost livestock in the region during the recent cattle rustling incidents. In West Africa, Guinea's President Alpha Condé has fired 3 ministers following a violent protest over a teacher strike last week in which 7 people were killed and dozens more were injured. In a decree read out on state television, Ibrahim Kuruma, the Minister of Pre-University Education, and Civil Service Minister Sekou Kuruma were removed along with the Environment Minister, Christine Sagno. Though the decree gave no reason for the dismissals, a senior government official who asked not to be named said the sackings of Ibrahim Kuruma and Sekou Kuruma were directly linked to the strike. The teachers in Guinea walked out early this month over the government's decision to dismiss or cut the salaries of many junior staff after the latest civil service exams. Their students then took to the streets to support them. The protest turned violent when demonstrators clashed with security officers in several neighborhoods of the capital, Conakry. The government agreed to a deal to end the strike last week. So let's take you to Egypt, where an Egyptian teenager, Mustafa Ashraf, has set out to warn young school students and their teachers about the dangers of bullying. Some researchers say students who face bullying for much of their time in school have the greatest risk of low achievement and engagement.
Egyptian teenager Mustafa Ashraf and his best friend Yasmin were both victims of bullying at school. And when Yasmin committed suicide 8 years ago, Ashraf vowed to put an end to bullying, one school at a time. Through his campaign, Advice Seekers, 19-year-old Ashraf holds anti-bullying workshops.
I started this anti-bullying campaign in 2014 after I finished school. I had free time, so we started approaching schools and telling them we wanted to start a campaign.
Since its founding, Advice Seekers has visited 8 schools and currently stands at 10 members, all of whom have experienced bullying. The workshop consists of presentations, Q&A sessions and group activities. The members also share their own experiences of bullying and offer children advice and help.
We speak about the campaign and we talk about what Advice Seekers is and how it started and what led to it. We speak to them about bullying and we play a lot of activities with the children. We joke around with them because we know that no one really likes to sit through a lecture about bullying.
Okay, last question. Well, you won't tell your parents.
The campaign also targets teachers and trains them on spotting and intervening if one of their students is being bullied.
We need to know more, we need to learn more about bullying because I think it's new to Egypt and we have a lot of it overseas and there are people who are taking care of this, but in Egypt I think it's new and we really need to learn about it.
Who can tell her the question?
According to a recent U.S. study published in the Journal of Educational Psychology, bullying affects students' emotional and social lives while also directly affecting their schoolwork and engagement in the classroom. And for some children, like Ashraf's best friend, bullying can have a tragic outcome, which makes his anti-bullying drive all the more essential.
Oh, talking sports, South Africa's Sports Minister Fikile Mbalula says Durban may not be able to host the 2022 Commonwealth Games due to the cost of staging the event. South African officials said in December that they remained fully committed to hosting the event despite falling short of requirements. But the country was forced to reconsider whether it could host the event due to doubts over the economic legacy of the Games and sluggish growth. The government estimates that the Games could deliver up to 20 billion rand in output to the economy. Durban was awarded the Games in 2015 after being the only city to make a confirmed bid. Canada had withdrawn from the running, citing falling oil prices. The Commonwealth Games, first staged in 1930, are a multi-sport event held every 4 years, featuring athletes from over 50 countries, mostly former British colonies. The annual Mount Cameroon Race of Hope was held last Saturday, drawing hundreds of athletes from across the world, including Kenya, Ethiopia, Morocco, and France. A grueling psychologically and physically demanding race, the Mount Cameroon Run was launched in 1973, and it challenges participants to run about 40 kilometers in the mountainous southwest Cameroon region.
Hundreds of athletes participate in the annual Mount Cameroon Race of Hope in Boué, the capital of the southwest region. The race is a highlight and an opportunity to show off the natural beauty of the area to the world.
So I'm here to encourage the boys, and I'm so happy the event is unfolding very well. We were scared at the point of time, feeling that today the race will not take place, but with the population, the outflow of the population, I'm so excited. And since I'm a Boya child, I'm a child of Boya, so it's like it's a tradition to always be here.
But this year's race struggled to distance itself from the news coming out of the West African nation of political tensions. Cameroon has been in political crisis in its Anglophone regions for the last 3 months, following anti-government protests by lawyers and teachers who went on strike over alleged bias in favor of Francophone countries. The government responded by ordering the country's telecommunications providers to shut off the internet in those regions and deploy troops. According to reports, fans, participants stayed away from this year's event, some fearing the political climate, while others choosing to boycott the race. But for the winner in the men's race, it was an opportunity to record his personal best after coming sixth in last year's tournament. This year's winners each received $16,000, while the second and third position went home with $8,000 and $4,800 respectively. Meanwhile, organizers of the event said they considered the race a success.
The organization is concerning what I saw up there is very poor, because along the way somebody can even hold you and beat you. There was no security up there, as I can say. We are just running alone.
Traditionally, the event is also something of a festival and a time for residents to celebrate. Mount Cameroon is an active volcano and the highest peak in West and Central Africa.
Well, that's it on Network Africa. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Temi Tokwe Fagbin.